Today, I'll start with what is hands down the most commonly asked question and the biggest criticism homeschooling parents get. How will your child socialize if she doesn't go to school? If only I could have had $1 every time I was asked this question. Dang. Hello, namaste, and welcome to our ongoing homeschooling series. So, regarding the question of socialization and socialization in schools, sorry to burst your bubble, people, but schools don't allow your children to socialize. What does take place is forced association and no choice but to compromise. By the way, homeschooled kids can be very good at both socializing and associating. So then, how do homeschoolers socialize? Just like you and I do. In fact, it has been very much noticed that homeschooled kids are much more at ease talking to adults and even with people from all walks of life. They interact with their neighbors, the shopkeepers, the vegetable vendors, people taking a walk in the park. They interact with anyone visiting home or anyone that they are visiting at their place, and they get a very good chance to interact with people from different parts of the country and world and from different cultural and economic backgrounds when they are traveling. Right from the driver to the person preparing Maggie on the roadside, to the hotel staff, to the homestay owners, to the hiking guide, to the family that's maybe accompanying us. Also, while in schools the interaction is mostly limited to peer group and teachers, in homeschooling the world is your oyster. Not just that, kids have a fantastic opportunity to learn to be with themselves, a quality so vital it cannot be stressed upon enough. They learn to be comfortable and content in their own company. And sometimes in schools, the so-called socializing can have undesirable outcomes. I'll give you 3 examples, real examples from our own life. They are from 3 different schools and I won't be taking any names. Example 1. My daughter used to go to this school, and one day suddenly we started to notice a not so good change in her demeanor. She was getting more and more rude and defiant by the day. We then found out that her classmates were using very strong language and showing a lot of attitude, not only with each other but even with the teachers there. And my daughter had started to pick up on that behavior, and she used to reflect it at home. She was still a good child, a good kid at school, but it was a completely different scene at home with her family. Her reasoning was, why can't she do it when others can? Example 2. At another school one day, my 9-year-old comes to me and asks if it's okay to hit back or push back someone who tried doing the same to you, which was another younger child in this case. And I said no. There are other approaches you should try to take before you are compelled to maybe give them a dosage of their own medicine. And my daughter said, but that's what our school principal is telling us to do. We are told to hurt the person back who try hurting us. You teach that kind of stuff to young minds and you can only imagine where we will go as a society. Example number 3. In yet another school, despite having a huge and absolutely stunningly beautiful campus and grounds, this campus was open only to the high schoolers. All the other kids entered their classes the first thing in the morning and got out of the classroom only when it was time to leave for home. No games, no free time, and they were instructed to sit at their desk even during lunch time and then continue to sit in the same place for lessons to follow. This is not the way I want to raise my child. This is not the way I want to condition my child. I can mention a lot more such incidents, but then you get the point. So back to socializing. Just being able to interact with classmates and teachers is not socializing. Not in the real world scenario at least. Socializing happens when they are able to clearly and politely communicate with absolutely anyone in our society. And homeschoolers achieve that to a great extent. Another thing, you can also choose to be part of a homeschooling community. There are many such communities, and many find it advantageous to be in one. I personally haven't felt the need to, so I was never part of any community, but it still might be a good idea because it allows you and your children to socialize and participate together in various activities of interest. Just Google and I'm sure you'll come across a number of reliable ones. I don't want to say much on that because I have never gone for one myself. So yeah, but I'm sure it would be very good for you, and it comes with its own positives. So I hope the question of socialization has been satisfactorily answered. In the next video, we are going to look at two more questions, both of which are amusingly interesting. You'll see what. Until then, bye.